Oh, hi. Let's. How's everybody doing tonight? No intro video because I forgot to download it before I came up here so I could play it. I don't think anybody's going to be really missing that 3.5 minute intro video. Hopefully the audio is okay. I'm not sure because I'm just using like the camera we always use Livestream, using that same thing, but just that onboard mic, which isn't that bad for what I remember from previous testing. So fingers crossed, everything looks good, sounds good. But please let me know for anybody that's already in here. I saw Gordy and Kevin are already in here, so thank you guys for being here. But keep me posted on how it all sounds. I double checked. Everything's on for audio. I keep looking down because laptop's right here. That way I can actually see the chat and be able to answer any questions for you guys. But hope everybody's having a wonderful night. I'm up here at Lake Champlain. I was hoping to be joined by somebody, but I'm pretty sure everybody for Candlewood Camp, because this is week 1 of 2 for the Champlain portion of it, are still out fishing. Memory serves correct. You end up keeping the kids out there until about 8 o'clock. And this will be a relatively short stream because I don't have a fan on that camera. And while there is a slight breeze, I'm worried that that's still going to overheat. So we'll play it by ear. I think I get about like 40 minutes out of it before it overheats. So hope for the best. Who else is here? Oh my God. MD, who won my raffles? Oh God. You know what? I didn't actually post who won it. I ended up just picking them all that night and shipping them. But Gordy won, Dan won, Kyle Nelson Garvey, Northeast Bass Fishing. Mark, he's actually here at the camp. I think he's out there with the kids still. And who was the last guy? I can't remember. But I got everybody shipped out with the exception of Gordy's. I need to bring that. I meant to bring that with me on Monday. I actually stopped by the store. No, it's sorry, yesterday. And you weren't there anyway, so it kind of worked out. Everybody else's I got shipped except for Dan's at Ben's Tackle Shack because I'm going to try and just swing down there and get some stuff anyway. So I'll just hand deliver that. Who else we got in the chat, though? Mike, Joe, Alec, Al. But yeah, no, MD, thank you. Dude, that was like, I only ended up giving waffling out half of what you had sent so far. So the next time I stream from home 2 weeks from tonight, I'll be able to do it again unless I can convince Andrew to grab it all before he comes up. I'll give that some more thought. I can tell you, though, next week we're going to have Oliver and I and Riley on for the stream, which would be awesome. And we'll probably push the start time to be a little bit later and hope for the best. Plus side, too, Wi-Fi signal out here is, but it seems to be holding up strong, so that's good. DJ! One thing I didn't get to show anybody yet because I didn't post about it. I caught me a dandy of a smallmouth today up here in Champlain. Not going to tell you on what, other than it was a Beast Coast. I'll post a picture tomorrow morning. So I actually got a kind of a late start. Part of me slept in late. The other part of me was like, I need to sleep because I had been up till, I think, 3:30 in the morning. Not last night, the night before. I was up till 2 the night before that, and the night before that, and the night before that. And everything just kind of caught up to me while I was getting prepped in there, everything cleaned and organized. And I needed sleep. And then the plus side, too, I was able to go get donuts for my kids and bring said donuts back to the house and wake them both up. Well, actually, my youngest was up. Wake up my oldest with some really good donuts from Market Basket, which I know sounds weird, but if you have a sweet tooth and you really like donuts, Market Basket donuts are actually like friggin' phenomenal. So there you go. And that made their day. So I was able to see them. And then I think I hit the road at like 7:30. And I was actually up here on the water in the boat, started scouting by 11:30. By the time everything was said and done, I started up in St. Albans Bay with the intent of just going out there to graph. And holy hell, one, that water's dirty. And two, the amount of grass up there is just stupid. A lot of it's already been kind of ripped up and blown out. It's funny. I pulled into the parking lot and there was just giant piles of grass in every single parking spot. So it was just funny to see how many people have been backing in and out and just dragging out all that grass with them. I did do the same thing. I had to grab all that crap off my trailer when I pulled out. But I went out there and the winds are actually blowing like 10 plus miles per hour out of the southwest, which sucks being on the northern end. And I tried running around. I was going to go from St. Albans and cover like all the way down to the islands, like to the main point, I guess what you consider like the widest part of the mouth. And it was a rough ride. And then I was going to try and go across Nope, didn't happen. So I left there. I did about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours of just pure graphing and then about an hour and a half of fishing. Didn't get bit once, which sucked, but that's okay. I ended up, I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the forecast, and from Plattsburgh to St. Albans, like the only reason I went there was because I had never fished there. Despite the number of times I've been up here and fished all around the northern half of Lake Champlain, I've never fished St. Albans Bay. So I was like, well, let's just go there, and then I can scoot around the top and come back down here to Marine Village Cottages, where I'm staying until a week from this Saturday. I go home on Saturday, August 5th. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I went up and I launched out of Missisquoi, and I fished around there because I'd never been up there either. So in one shot, I got 2 areas done, and those are like okay, if weather's good and I can run, then I know I have those for options. Tomorrow is supposed to be gross. It's supposed to be even windier. It's supposed to be thunderstorms and just pouring rain all day. I think it's actually supposed to be blowing out of the east, though, which really sucks being on the western shore. So I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I'll probably still go out and send it. I may just trailer up, go back out to the north end, pick a different ramp, and like scout a small area, trailer up, another ramp, scout a small area, and just kind of make the most out of my day tomorrow without hopefully breaking anything on the boat. And then Friday actually looks like it's going to be nice. It's going to be hotter than hell. That's the only downside. But then Friday, at least, wind will turn back to the south. Hopefully it's not as bad as they're forecasting. And I can go run. And I'm just going to keep checking a bunch of areas in New York because there's still some areas up on this side, basically from where I'm staying at Point Arroche, whatever it is, just north of that. Like anything from there up, I haven't been on either. But then I can go back through, and I got plenty of time to go and check everything I know and around those areas. Like that's the big thing that I'm hoping to do Friday is just sun up. I'll probably be on the water at like 5 a.m, and I'll go as late as I can before we have the pre-tournament meeting tomorrow night. Not tomorrow, Friday at 6:30 down in Plattsburgh at the ramp. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 1, do the pre-tournament meeting, and then 2, I can actually go look at the ramp, the parking situation, the whole 9 yards, and then come back, get everything rigged and ready, and tournament day on Saturday. Looking through, Matt. See you soon. All right, sounds good, man. Dave, thanks for joining. Jelly donuts are my favorite. Or jelly donuts, so good there. Dude, Mike, they really are, though. Ben, hey, you have a hat. Yes, I do, jerk. Woods and Weeds. St. Albans Bay is my favorite Champlain Bay. So it was kind of annoying that I didn't get bit while I was over there. But it's a huge bay, and I only fished like pretty much 1 solid stretch. And then 2 little humps. Because I think I could see there was some fish moving around down there, but wasn't sure. And by the time I actually kind of got bit by a few things, I didn't catch anything, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I just either found like white perch or whatever. But I don't think it was bass. And I searched around them a little bit, but I don't want to spend too much time fishing because I just want to just scout and actually like try and find stuff and market. I have a pretty good idea of what else is in there where I should have been, and that's mostly due to my buddy DJ for giving me a heads up on that. But I don't even think I can go over there for the tournament. So it's kind of a moot point anyway. Matt, stay safe tomorrow, possibly severe weather. All right. That's usually the way it goes for me. I'm gonna still wing it, and I'm going to send it and hope for the best. I'll keep a close eye on my phone. And ideally, like I said, there's so many freaking ramps up here. So I'm just going to kind of like bounce from one to the next and see if I can at least make something of tomorrow. Even if I can only check 3 spots like really thoroughly, I'll consider that a success on the day and just see how it goes from there. Ryan, where are you launching out of? Plattsburgh, New York for the BFL. But for myself tomorrow, I don't know. I got to double check the weather one more time when I wake up and I'm like getting ready to leave. I may just launch a quarter mile down the road. I don't know. See how it goes. Kevin's going to rain all day. Jeremy, the gut is your friend in the high winds. Yeah, but that means I have to get from Plattsburgh over to the gut. And that's not a short run, and it's wide open. So depending on what the wind's doing, I might not even be able to get there. And even if I do, I might not be able to get back. It's days like these, I really wish I'd already went out and bought a 21-foot boat, but October can't come soon enough. I tried running out in there today, and it wasn't like that bad, but it was just bad enough. I got my teeth kicked in. It was not fun. And I was actually really annoyed by it because if it's that bad or worse come tournament time, now I got a second guy in the boat with all his gear and shit. Like, who knows? Can't worry about it. I'm just going to do the best I can and send it as hard as I can, just short of killing myself and my co-angler. And hope for the best. There's nothing else you can do, right? You just got to, everybody's got the same shit sandwich they can eat some days. I just happen to have a smaller fork to eat said sandwich with. So I don't even know. Hope for the best. Matt, you'll be up Friday morning. Nice. Allowed to get info for tournament, or is there a rule against it for BFL? No, you are allowed to, but not during tournament hours is what the rules are. So prior to the tournament, like there's no cutoff or anything until I think it's actually like 5:30 on Friday afternoon is when everybody has to be off the water. Prior to that, though, it's wide open. So I think you can get. I'll double check the rules, but I'm positive I remember correctly that there's no rule against sharing info until it comes tournament time. Ryan, don't overlook that Plattsburgh launch area. All right, good. Eliminate water. Yeah, well, that's the big thing. Like, I know if I go run all the spots that I already know and that almost always consistently produce, and I go there and I can find them, then my plan is from there to expand around those surrounding areas. And if they're not there, still do the same thing, expand. Maybe they just shift it a little bit. And then at the same time, like depending upon if they're in a couple of key areas that I'm positive they're going to be, then I've already identified some other key areas that I want to go look at to just get an idea for what's actually in there and just continue to expand on the number of options I have. I think there's going to be like probably 120-ish boats for this. That's what there was for the last one day. So that's a lot of boats, but not like a crazy amount because it's just so much water up here. But I want to avoid like some of those community holes because I don't want to go in there and, come in on the heels of 8 other boats that are already there. That just doesn't, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try and find stuff just outside of those things. Kevin, fish the release bay near Plattsburgh. All right. You eat sandwiches with a fork. You know what? I realized how stupid that was when I said it. You don't have to point it out. Shush. DJ, you are correct. Thank you, sir. Jason, crazy hick bait. What kind of sick eats a sandwich with a fork? Oh, God damn it. Hey, Brian, you made it. Matt, just don't ask for info, I believe, 30 days prior till up to tournament day. Well, in all fairness, I didn't ask for it. Wait, 30 days prior till up to tournament day. All right. Well, I didn't ask for it. So there's that. I know I didn't break any rules. It was given to me unsolicited. And I haven't asked for anything from anybody else yet either. So I know I haven't broken any rules if that is the rule. So I feel good about that. Oh, in the meantime, you know what I got to do? I got to retime my drop shot. So I broke that off. I caught 2 fish today when I was up by Missisquoi. Missisquoi? I don't know how the hell you pronounce it. But first fish I got was like a 2.5-pound largemouth on a drop shot with the Beast Coast Magic Flick, which was awesome. Promptly broke it off on the next cast. Retied it. Promptly broke it off 5 casts later. Awesome. Got tired of retying that. Plus, it was stupid up there in that south wind being on the very far north end. So I said, all right, screw it. And I just picked up a jig and kept that in my hand the rest of the half an hour I fished there. And, oh, yeah, actually, no, I caught 3. I caught that probably close to a 4-pound smallmouth. It was 20 inches on the dot, and she was a little girthy. And she looked a lot better laying down on the Beast Coast carpet decal when I took the first picture. But me holding it up, it doesn't look all that. It's like any smallmouth, man. Like, it just, pictures don't ever do their size justice. And then I ended up hooking and shaking off like a 2.5-pound-ish smallmouth. So pretty encouraging for the very short, less than an hour of fishing up there. And I kind of idled around and looked for some stuff while I was at it. Just trying to kill time while I was up there. Boat tour? No. I actually want to do a proper video for that. And that's the plan for next week. While Andrew's up here, we're going to try and film that. I have editing software with me. I have said camera. I have hard drive. So I can do that. And that's kind of my plan. That would be the video that I will try and upload next week. We're going to do like a whole full boat tour. More than anything, just show off the upgrades that I've done since the last boat video that I did, which I think was like 4 years ago. It's been a while. So I'd like to be able to update that. So that's the plan. That way I have like a formal video and it's much more short but direct too. Versus I feel like if we do a live streaming, it's going to be kind of a joke. Tell you what, we're going to tie a leader while you're all sitting here. But by all means, keep throwing me questions. I really hope I don't unplug anything while I do that. Here's a question for you all. And I know we've covered this in the past. What does everybody use for a leader knot? And what do you use for a leader line? because I am curious. For myself, Defiant soft casting. Helps if I do that and look there, get it. Yeah. I think that's the 7.5 pound fluoro. And I am an Alberto knot kind of guy. She can all sit here and watch me tie a leader knot while I answer and listen to questions. Oh boy, Ryan, FG. You know what? I tried tying an FG. Couldn't get the hang of it. So I decided to stick with an Alberto. Which I'm not opposed to. It's fine. And it's easy to tie in the wind. He says while he screws it up. Hang on, I have to count. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Amateur hour. Hold on, I thought I had it tight. Sorry, so Ryan said FG. Shin knot for Jason at the Crazy Hickbait Company. MD, uni to uni. Uni to uni is what I used to use for years, but as, hang on. Who? Bernie. Yeah. More. Shoot. Come on. Hey, hey, hey. There we go. The only problem with uni to uni is I found as we were fishing later and later into the year that knot, while good, strong, easy to retie, does not go through iced guides for crap. So that's what put me onto the FG. And despite watching several videos and having my friends show me multiple times, I just couldn't get the hang of it to the point where I was like, I can consistently and confidently retie this regardless of what the conditions are. So I went back to, I was tying the Alberto for a little bit because I first saw the FG and I was like, no, it's too much. Did the Alberto. Someone convinced me to try the FG. I did. Didn't like it because I couldn't do it. So I went back to Alberto and it has not been a problem for me. Don't forget to always wet your knots. Ooh, let me cut off the tags on that and see if I can show you how I did. So wait, I saw that. Hang on. Oh, and then Ryan, Defiant 9 pound. You know, I actually tied on 10 pound after I broke off my whole leader the first time, and I broke the 10 pound off. And I almost thought about putting 10 pound back on here. Oh, the Defiant, I think it's 9.8 pound, not 10, and not 9, but point still stands. But I'm going to go with the 8. Brian with the Alberto 15 pound red label. I really like that red label for stuff like that. The red label is just good anyway. Alec, you also struggle with the FG. Jeremy, Alberto FC Sniper. Dude, I know so many people love FC Sniper, and I just had the hardest time with it. I had 2 spools that were terrible. And I refused to try it again, but I don't need to anyway because I just use Defiant now, and it's friggin' phenomenal. 0 issues with that. Oh, boy. Ryan, the Zaldane FG video, click for me. Oh, okay. I'll have to take a look at that one. And Alex said the same thing, so that's good. Midwest Fisherman, FG knot, I can do the weave, but the overhead knots at the end always come undone and the knot in around more than once. That was the biggest issue I had the first time I tried doing it. MD, it's just simple and it's burned me yet. Gonna try better ones though. I try the Alberto. Like that's a really, really easy one in my opinion to tie. And it's really strong and it slides through the guides pretty well. So I think you'll like that. And it's easy. Crazy Hickbait said the shin knot is easier. All right. Oh, Kevin, Crazy Alberto, 6 pound on pressured lakes, 8 pound on Champ. I want to talk to you guys about line pound tests in a second. Matt, I use the same knot, 10 pound Portland braid on 8 pound P-line fluoro. Dab of super glue. Mike, when I tie, I realize how old I'm getting. Can't see. All right. I want to know everybody's opinion on what you really think about the difference between 6 pound and 8 pound. And I'm going to elaborate on that before I see any answers. Actually, before I do anything, allow me to demonstrate my Alberto. since y'all got to see how well I tied that. Oh, that's never going to focus. Unless I put it against my hand. This is harder than it looks. Oh! Clean. Before I go on, okay, let's do two things. I'm going to go on a rant about 6 pound versus 8 pound. And then second to that, sorry about the wind. I'm sure it's going to hear, you're going to pick it up in the mic. Hauling DL tire leaders, because thing I learned, if you stretch your arms out all the way out, tip to fingertip is the same distance as you are tall. So I go 2 full arm lengths and a half, 15 feet, roughly. Easy peasy. And then that way, I don't feel like I'm giving up sensitivity because I got this crazy long tag, for one. 2, the other benefit to that is I don't have to retie my leader constantly, especially in a drop shot where you're constantly retying your drop shot as it is. Now for the rant about fluoro. Sorry, 6 pound versus 8 pound. When the last time I looked into this was 2 years ago, because I was thinking about going down to 6 pound. And for the life of me, when you actually look at the diameter of line from what the manufacturers say they are, the best I could find was 0.02 of an inch difference. Now, granted, actually, this may have been 3 years ago, last time I looked into this. Things could be different now. But I sat there and I thought, I'm like, okay, there's plenty of people out there that make 6 pound, but it was literally the same diameter as everybody else's 8 pound. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So then I looked at everything for every brand I was willing to try, for that matter. And then I looked at quite a few that, like, I basically didn't look at P-line. It was the one I didn't like. I just hate P-line. And 0.02 of an inch was the best I could find to go from 8 to 6. And I thought, there's no way in hell that can make a difference. 0.02 of an inch, 0.002 inches. That's nothing. I mean, that's less than nothing. That's like a fraction of nothing. So I just don't see, like, I don't know. I feel like all 6 pound and 8 pound are pretty much the same, but again, I'm going off of my research. So I may have to do some more research on that to see, is there really a good 6 pound out there that is actually definitively thinner than 8 pound? Now I gotta look. Oh, hey, Josh. Water clarity. Yeah, but fluoro disappears underwater, period, anyway, so it's kind of a moot point. Crazy Ties is 20 feet or so, yeah. Midwest, I've fished Lake Michigan, water with 6 pound fluoro, but 8 pound or much larger on inland waters. Biggest question, how do you tie your drop shot hook? So I tied a Palomar, and then I just took, and I usually, like, that's, I don't know. I can tell you exactly how long it is because I happen to have a ruler right here. A little longer than usual. I usually try and tie it about 10 inches, and I've got it down eyeballed pretty good. That's 11.5 inch tag. Not bad. Now, the question is, did you all not see me grab a drop shot weight? Because I thought I did. Bait movement. But again, like, how much can 0.02 of an inch actually impact it? I really, honest to God, think it's more of just like a confidence thing. Because, dude, that is such a... I don't think people truly appreciate just how small of a number that is, 0.002 inches, that it makes that much of a difference when you're talking about current and drag, or how much, on that same note, that it impacts or improves upon the action of your bait. Now, if you're going from 12 to 6 or 12 even to 8, then yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. But when you actually, again, when you look at what the manufacturers say for the diameter of the line, 0.002 inches. I don't know. I got no problem with anybody fishing it, but, a lot of people were telling me until they were blue in the face, like, 6 pounds away, you got to go, man. You're going to generate more bites. And I have a hard time believing that. With very rare exception, like anything, right? Nothing is absolute. There was literally one day I got outfished because my buddy had 6 pound and I had 8 pound. Now, granted, this was DJ, the very first time DJ 3D fishing and I fished together. And I don't know what brand 6-pound he was using, and for the life of me, I don't remember what brand 8-pound I was using. So, oops, sorry. For all I know, there could have been a significant difference in the line diameter between the two, but it was literally the one and only time someone had 6-pound, they outfished me. Doing the exact same thing, same areas, obviously, because we're in the same boat together. By the way, side note, if you can see that, I can do this. There you go. So this is a product from Drop Shot Jock. And I'm going to show you why this thing is magical, right? Just looks like a little hook keeper, but that's my drop shot weight. Is that not the smartest and coolest goddamn thing you've ever seen? No more hook on there and weight. God knows where it goes when you're going down the lake or you have to wrap it around your rod. Drop shot weight. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And there is a groove in there that if you had like literally anything else on there, just a regular hook, that seats in there really nicely. But from Drop Shot Jock, that is like the coolest and smartest goddamn thing ever. And I have them on all my spinning rods now because it's just too good not to. Plus, sometimes I like to use other rods for my drop shot, depending on what's going on. Let me bring this back over. Oh boy. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate the good luck wishes. Scott hates P-line too. Bait movement. Matt, you do 8 to 10 foot leader. Only difference to notice between 6 and 8 is I feel on 6. Probably more mental, but I feel more comfortable in 8-pound. Yep. Al uses 8. Kevin, very clear water. I think the 6-pound outproduces 8. You know what's funny is the day that we did that was on Newfound Lake, which is one of the clearest lakes in the state of New Hampshire. Jeremy, what pound test do you use is dependent on mainline pound test. I try to get as close to my braid diameter as possible. Either matching or thinner is the thing I found. If you have like dramatically thinner braid than what your fluorocarbon is that you're tying for your leader, at least for me, I've discovered this fairly recently, I tend to break off a lot more right at the leader knot. And it'll be like on the cast. And sometimes it's because it gets wrapped around that first stripper guide on the rod. And other times it just breaks on the hook on the cast. But the moment I get much closer, so like some like Defiant, love all their line, but their 10-pound braid is like the thinnest line I've ever experienced. And it feels more like 6-pound braid compared to everybody else. And I had a really hard time with that. And I ended up breaking everything off until I went down to the thinnest 8-pound that I have. And even still, I was having problems with that. But the moment I went to like a 15-pound-ish for the Defiant braid, or I have Daiwa J braid that's 10-pound, that's definitely thicker than the Defiant 10-pound, I didn't have any issues. And I stopped breaking it off on the cast. So that was the thing. I was like, maybe that's it. I could be wrong, but based on those instances and experiences, that was the difference. Was if my fluorocarbon, my leader, was like significantly thicker than the braid I was tying it to, then that knot, at least for Alberto, was problematic. I do wonder if it wouldn't have been an issue with an FG. Food for thought. Ryan, the dropper loop not as fire keeps the hook straight out. I'll have to look at that one. David, went to lighter braid and from 6 fluoro to 8 fluoro, much better results. Like it. Kevin, 18-inch leader will lift above the grass. Yes. And that's the reason why I'm looking at that. And I'm like, I might need to go longer because a lot of the spot. Well, the thing is, I'm going to go fish an area tomorrow and probably Friday. I'm going to try and get away from the grass just a little bit. If I go in the grass, I'm actually thinking about power shotting with one of my casting rods. And I will probably go straight 12 on that with like a bigger worm and a worm hook. Something I've been working on a little bit. I'm just curious if that can kind of produce the results I really want. But if I end up really kind of trying to properly drop shot with my spinning rod, then I'll probably tie like an 18-inch tag. It's funny. I got my buddy Travis. Him and his father taught me like the very foundation of what I knew about fishing for smallmouth and deep glacial lakes. And he ties his leader like 2.5 feet almost every time. It's nuts. Oh, Ryan, you posted that video. Thank you very much. Oh, yep. Sorry. Everybody's catching up on the Drop Shot Jock, or I am catching up on the conversation in the chat from the Drop Shot Jock. So that's good. Dude, I'm telling you, they're awesome. Like, here, hang on. Let me put a link in the description for you guys so you can grab it. Yeah. JC also have money drop shot rods. It's awesome. Hey, Ryan, thanks for joining, man. Midwest, a lot of guys, Ned Rig in Chicago, Boat Harbors, fluoro, even over the top of Zebra and Quagga. Good Lord. I'd be nervous to do that. Dude, I'm even nervous to do that like when I'm just ice fishing for panfish. And I know it should go to like 2 pounds, but I'm like, I'm so scared. I can't do it. Jim, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. We had ass backwards results, but I use FG knot. Okay. All right. I like it. I don't even have the YouTube stream up. And one thing I did forget to ask was anybody that is watching that hasn't dropped a like on the stream yet, please do so. That obviously helps a lot. I don't know what my game plan is for tomorrow yet. All I know is that I'm losing light fast. Thankfully, everything's unpacked. All I have to do is now tear down the stream setup, throw the cover on the boat because it's going to pour tomorrow. Kind of a moot point to cover it, right? But I'm still going to cover it. And try and get to sleep early. You can get a good night's sleep so I can actually get up early tomorrow, feel good about it, get out there and go after it. The thing is, like, there will be very little fishing tomorrow because it's going to be such. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Here's the problem, right? Let's think about this for a second. Today was gorgeous. South-southwest winds, about 10-ish miles per hour. I think it was a little faster than that. And bluebird skies, for the most part, then these, like high, thin clouds moved in. That's the kind of leading edge of the storm that's going to be blowing in tonight. It is supposed to rain sometime late tonight. Tomorrow, the wind's going to shift out of the east, at least from the one thing I saw. That could be different because I saw it was going to be out of the north when I checked this morning. And when I checked like 20 minutes before the stream, it said they're going to shift it and blow out of the east. So, but a lot of rain, storms. So regardless, it's going to be cloudy. So very low light conditions. Friday is supposed to be bluebird skies, blazingly hot. The wind's going to shift again out of the south. And then for Saturday for the tournament, it's supposed to rain most of the day. We're supposed to have storms again. So it's going to be mostly cloudy at least, like at best, mostly cloudy. And the wind might shift again. What do you do? And I'm not asking you guys per se. I'm asking you to ask it of yourselves. What do you do in that, right? Because at the very least, even if you go from sun to clouds, if you at least have consistent wind direction, that helps. If you have no wind that entire time and you're going from sun to clouds, that also can kind of help. And usually you just have that shift. Like what we find local to us is nice, hot, sunny days. They could be anywhere. They could be really, really shallow up in the vegetation, or they could be kind of deeper down the rocks. It depends on what the air temperature tends to do with that. But usually, like whatever they do when they flip-flop, when the storms move in. And all those fish that are out deeper is getting in the sun, they move up shallow, and vice versa. All those shallow fish move out deeper, they get in like offshore rocks and stuff and isolated patches of grass. So what are they going to do here? And that's why I want to go out and see if I can see these fish on active target in these areas I already know. If I can at least identify the areas that they're in, and then check those same spots again Friday when it's bluebird skies and see how they may have shifted, if at all, then that might help key me in for Saturday. And that will help better guide my decision making. Otherwise, like tomorrow's just going to be a lot of graphing in that terrible, terrible rain and everything. I'm going to be staring at that graph all day because I want to go look for the fish. I want to find similar areas. I want to mark everything. That way, when I go out Saturday, I already know, yep, boom, 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 boom. Those are my first 10 choices because I need more than 3. That's for damn sure. Top 3 don't help you if you go out there and you're one of the last boats out and there's 20 boats in your first 3 spots. Big tournament like this, you gotta have a lot of spots. So just thinking out loud here about all the different variables, and more than anything, the biggest variable is the fucking weather. It's gonna be all over the place. So it's like, how do you kind of plan for that? It's gonna be tough. It'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting. Then the other thing too, air temp is gonna drop fairly dramatically. Like it's going to be upper 80s. It was upper 80s today. It was hot today. Tomorrow's supposed to be upper 80s. It's supposed to be like low to mid 90s on Friday last I checked. Then it's going to drop to like low to mid 70s for the tournament on Saturday. Plus that storm coming through the whole 9 yards. So it's like, it's going to be tough. It'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting. Then the other thing too, air temp is going to drop fairly dramatically. Like it's going to be upper 80s. Tomorrow's supposed to be upper 80s. It's supposed to be like low to mid 90s on Friday last I checked. Then it's going to drop to like low to mid 70s for the tournament on Saturday. Plus that storm coming through the whole 9 yards. So it's like, What are they going to do? That remains to be seen to figure out, but I don't know. Tim, thank you. Good luck. Ben, if a drop shot is cast in the water, is it a drop cast? I like it. MD, just fish and enjoy. Yeah, that's it pretty much. But I can't help but overanalyze these things. So here never. And Kevin, yeah, Larry should too in the rain. That's the big thing. I don't foresee any issue for me finding smallmouth. I've got enough areas. Pretty confident I can predict where they may go to if they do shift. I'm not too concerned with that. Largies I need to find. Because I don't really have a whole lot of spots. Every time I come up here, I've always gone for smallies, with the exception of like a couple of spots in and around the gut where I know I've been able to find largemouth. But there's other areas I want to go poke around at, and I think I'll be able to put together at least enough spots that I can kind of cycle through, or I can bounce around if spots are overcrowded. The thing I have to get comfortable with is fishing within like 200 feet of a group of other guys. Like if they're like 100 feet off each other, like I still don't even like going within 500 feet of another boat, but like that's okay if there's already kind of a group of guys, right? They're all 100 feet apart, then coming in even within 200 feet of a boat like shouldn't be an issue, as long as you don't jump, right? You want to have some professional courtesy to an extent. Jim, water's getting warmer. If it stays cloudy, maybe the inlets will bring in cooler water and current. Those are inlet, dude, up here. The water's so high and everything's still high coming in. I'm not sure it's going to make a difference, but I could be wrong. Stay loose, stay flexible, open-minded, remain confident. Yeah, that's what I'm good at, and that's what I'm going to go with. Joe, top 5 just to cover expenses. Go for largemouth in the win. I like it, Joe. Thank you. You're not wrong. Although, in all fairness, I'm making money other ways, so this is kind of like a free tournament for me and then some. I'm coming home with cash in my hand. A lot of cash. So there's no pressure for me to worry about the money aspect of it. And I never do anyway. But now, like, it's not even remotely on my radar of concerns, which is awesome, right? Just go out there and like know that I made money from fishing to pay for this tournament to go fishing, and hopefully everything goes good. I care more about the placement than the cash. Cash would be nice. It certainly help the boat fund when I look to buy something this October. But I just want to have a good day. I want to have fun. I want to fish clean. I don't want to feel like I left everything out in the water, you know? And like that's it. That's the gist of it. But I'm still going to overthink a lot of these things, the patterns and behavior, because that's what I love about this. Only one good thing if it rains Saturday, less pleasure boat traffic. Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true. All right, I tell you what, we are rapidly running out of daylight, and I'm concerned that's going to shut off. And I told you this would be a short stream, so we're going to keep it short. And like I said, I got to tear this all down before it gets pitch dark out here. So I'm going to wrap it up. I will keep you all posted. Keep an eye on all the social media, Instagram and or Facebook. When I post Instagram stories, it goes to Facebook and yada, yada. But I'm going to try, I say try, I am going to keep everybody apprised of like how it's going. Doing a lot of, actually, little bit of filming so far and leading up to the tournament, but I'm going to film during the tournament too. Got an idea for how I'm going to kind of try and put everything together. Just want to have fun, and I hope I can make something fun from it and share the experience with you guys. It's not like it's this, I'm an old Polnick and I'm not fishing the elites, so it's not like it's going to be this crazy elaborate freaking amazing video for this high stakes, high money tournament. But this tournament means a lot. To the extent of this is by far the biggest I've ever fished in, and it's the first non-team tournament I've fished in ever. So I don't know, I'm just curious to see how it all shakes out, but it's gonna have fun. Hope for the best that at least the wind does not screw me so I can't, go anywhere. It would really suck if the wind's so bad. I'm just stuck in the ramp watching everybody else brave it out there. I'm like, if I move 10 feet, we're gonna sink. That would be the worst. I don't even know. So, Matt, I'll see you in the water Friday. I'll say hi. Best luck to you. Hey, man, same to you, buddy. Be safe. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Brian. Did I miss somebody about Kevin? Nope. Thank you, Alec. Yeah, Kevin, you're not wrong. People will jump. It happens. And thank you, David. So, thank you all for coming in, watching tonight. Short one, but a good one. I'm going to go wrap everything up and try to go to sleep early. Of course, I have to call my kids. So, thank you all for watching tonight. Really appreciate it as always. And we will definitely be on next Wednesday. Going to be joined by Oliver and Riley. Anticipate an 8:30 start time. Other than that, thank you all for watching. We'll catch you guys next week.